Hi everyone, my name is Alice Roberts and I'm from Kingston, Jamaica, and I am back with another tag. Tag means talk about grace. Today's tag theme is, are you that forgetful? Have you ever gone into the kitchen for something specific and when you reach in there you're like, what did I come in here for? No. I know that never happened to you. It never happened to me either. You know, it just happens to older people. I'm older people. Yes. The funny thing is, I am one who prides myself on my immaculate memory. You know, that is one of the gifts that I've gotten from the Lord, like memory, like having a conversation with somebody and I'm able to kind of repeat it like almost word for word if needs be, you know, almost like some lawyer skills, right? No, I'm not a lawyer. I really pride myself on that, but you know, as time goes by, I guess, you know, the memory space, some of the frontal lobe and so get full up with things because, you know, I absorb a lot. So that's one of the things that come with having a good memory. Like I will see things and I absorb a lot of unnecessary things. So I guess the space kind of running out. So I have to be selective nowadays with my memory. But same thing relates to, you know, my journey of faith. Like, are you that forgetful? Sometimes I have to ask myself, or maybe it's the Spirit of the Lord convicting me. Either one. Sometimes the discussion still comes up internally of, are you that forgetful? Where, you know, looking over my life and seeing the hand of God on my life and how He has brought me through so many major things, and you're like, oh God, I'm so grateful, I'm so thankful. And then the next moment you are in a small challenge and you're like, whoa, is me, what am I gonna do? Like, isn't that same God who delivered you before, isn't He still your Father? Isn't He still able in present day to do the same thing? But we allow flesh, feelings, emotions, circumstances to overshadow our consciousness of just how awesome God is in every moment. Are you that forgetful? When you think about the story of the Israelites who, you know, God parted the Red Sea for them and them start complaining again. God gave them water, God gave them bread, and still it's like them forget, you know, the works or the hands of the Lord. Even if it was over generations, there would be milestones, there would be the sharing of the stories that would have kept what God had done alive. You know, they physically saw that the Lord provided, you know, a fire, cloud of fire at night and a cloud by day to guide them through the wilderness, and they forgot. So the reality is, I don't know if it's a strategy that the brain uses to, you know, declutter. You know, so there are only a certain amount, you know, or capacity that your short-term memory has. And so sometimes we indeed forget. We forget the hand of God. We forget His mercies. So how can we get over that so that we are not panicky every time a situation, a trial come, a tribulation come? We have to remember, we have to set, as in the day of Joshua, we have to set a memorial stone. You know, I personally encourage journaling. Sometimes I forget to do it, but it is a good thing. Or you have one bag of books that are incomplete all over the place with everything, but at the same time we have to make note. We have to remind ourselves through reading of the word. Comparing your personal life to the biblical stories can help you to remember that, you know, God is for you, He is with you, and He's working on your behalf. Once you surrender to Him, His goal is to get you to perfection. His goal is to get you to eternity. His goal is to have you walk in alignment and in purpose. So He will supply everything you need for life and godliness as you proceed. So why worry when you can pray. You know, that is like a cliche term, but it's really and truly a truthful thing that is quite necessary, because we get so flustered because the flesh cannot handle a lot of the things and the chaos, the turmoil that's happening in the world, and even so in our personal lives. And so it's like, you know, when people say just give it to God, it might just sound like, you know, a cop out, but it's the truth. He is able to handle so much more than we can. And so if we really understand ourselves, we'll remember the goodness of God and know that any circumstances that arise, we can just turn to Him. Don't forget God's goodness. Don't forget God's faithfulness. You will go through tribulations and trials on a daily basis. And so we need that testimony, and not only remembering our personal testimonies, but testimonies of others that will help to guide you back to truth and to the reality that God is good. No, don't be forgetful though. Don't forget that yesterday when you were in dire need and the money run out and somebody came to you and said, you know, the Lord does say I must bless you with this, you know, how you doing? And you're like, boy, God, I just sat on my toilet and I prayed that, God, I don't have no money, I don't have it, Lord, help, I need you. And someone came along to the rescue. Things like that speaks to the hand of God continually on our lives. So don't forget that so easily. These are the things that will help you to hold on to faith as you walk through the next trial. Your yesterday and the memory of the victories that you've won, those milestones that you set, it will remind you that God was with you then and He is with you always. So do not forget the Lord, and do not forget all His benefits. He cares for us and He's able to take us through every situation. He will see it through to completion. And so if it's not done yet, He is still on the job. So don't forget and diminish the faith that has been growing within you based on you and your relationship. So the relationship is daily, the memories are daily, the fellowship is daily, and the victories are daily. You know, please notice the small victories. You know, notice the things that you've overcome, even in the slightest, because those are the things that will be the milestone, the reminder of God's goodness, and it will help with your faith. Because trust me, a lot of times we forget that God has kept us. We forget what He did and how He brought us through so many trying times. And so we get so flustered. But if we stay in His word and stay in fellowship with Him, He will write a reminder in our hearts that He will never leave us nor forsake us. So don't forget that easy. Have an awesome week, T.A.G.